going.
All right, well, great. Well, good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining us today. I'm hopefully have become a familiar face. I'm Sarah McKeon. I'm the marketing director here at John Roberts, supporting both John Roberts and HM Graphics. We're extra excited today for today's topic and discussion as it touches specifically on a few marketing solutions that really makes John Roberts and HM Graphics unique from other commercial printers. Furthermore, like I mentioned, our own resident expert, Shane Snyder, is today's speaker. With his knowledge of both marketing principles and the technology advancements, he will help us to understand the benefits of print on demand, fulfillment, and our storefront solutions. So today's presentation will be about 25 to 30 minutes, giving you a broad overview of how you can streamline your marketing initiatives. Shane, if you want to advance to the next slide, I'll kind of walk through today's agenda. Like our previous webinars, we hope that this will help spark ideas and conversations. Like any project, get your account executive involved as early as possible. That really helps to move things along the most efficient way possible. But today we will cover print on demand, what it is, when to use it, and how it can save your marketing budget. Then we will touch on fulfillment services, where we'll combine print with merchandise or various specialty items, and helping you to take all the headaches out of your various marketing campaigns and the call to actions that you ask for your customers to do. And then we'll wrap it up with storefront solutions. It's really your one-stop shop to navigate your projects moving forward. So with that, let me introduce you formally to Shane Snyder. He is our program integration manager located in our Minneapolis office. He supports clients from all over the country. And whether you work with John Roberts or HM Graphics, the process is completely seamless to you. Shane has been in the print industry for 25 years and comes with a wealth of knowledge. About 5 years ago, he began overseeing a series of projects that required the solutions that we will talk through today that led him to manage the teams at the John Roberts Company. His track record of executing successful programs ensures that your next project is in good hands. So with that, Shane, I will turn it over to you.
Well, hello, everybody. Glad you joined us today. Real quick here, I want to give you a snapshot of our Minneapolis facility. We're actually located in both Minneapolis and Milwaukee, but here you'll see a series of photos that show some of the areas inside of our production facility. Got everything from bindery to secure storage to digital print, a lot of solutions we're going to talk about today. But I just kind of want to give you a real quick snapshot of what it looks like. So let's start with print on demand, which is basically like the slide says here. It's we're going to build an automated program to print material using basically like just-in-time inventory, if you're familiar with that term. The concept here is that you would provide files to us, and we'd be able to turn them in about 24 hours. So what are some of the benefits of that? First of all, it's commercial quality. It's not coming off of a laser printer or a bubble jet. It's coming off of very likely our HP Indigo presses. It's very easy to use. Once it's set up, we take all of the ownership of setting up the program to suit your specific needs. So it becomes a situation where you give us a file and you can just rest assured that we'll be doing what the program is set up to do. It opens up time for you. If you've got a lot of repeat orders, if you've got something you do a lot of, rather than write up the request and send through an order to us, it can be as simple as logging onto a website that I'll talk about later through our storefront initiatives, or dropping a file on an FTP, and we take it from there. It's environmentally friendly. It reduces waste, it reduces scrap, it reduces excess, it reduces cases where you'll have stock sitting on the shelf that's going obsolete. It reduces inventory storage. It reduces, if you're only printing so many of a piece to put on a shelf, rather than cartons and cartons or skids and skids of stuff that you may or may not be pulling from, it eliminates all of that. Like I said in the beginning, it's a just-in-time inventory type solution. If you need 50 of these today, that's what you order today. If you need 5,000 of them tomorrow, that's what you order tomorrow. And the file is uploaded, or the data file is uploaded, and we produce it. And fold, ship, die cut, send it out. It is well suited for material that changes often. If you've got anything that requires any technical specifications, devices like iPhones or anything that would use your computer, where, as we know, those industries are changing about every 3 to 6 months. Something might be obsolete. We can set up situations where you provide the art to us, and as long as it fits a basic format that we've all built this program around, an 8.5 by 11 or an 11/17 quarter fold or what have you, whatever you can imagine. The art can change literally every single time you print, every single time we print, rather. Medical information, anything with scientific information, trade shows and conventions, things that are changing, as we know right now, with everything that's going on in the world. Anything that would have information that would be changing as marketing trends change. I'd love to say that you could print something that would last a quarter or a month, and it would sit in inventory and you could draw from it, but that's just not, in all cases, reality. Sometimes that trend may change next week. It might change within 48 hours. And print on demand allows you to react very quickly, provide us those files, and we can print it and ship it or mail it or whatever, also very quickly.
That's great. Shane, I'm going to interrupt you really quick. Can we just get another pulse on the waiting room to make sure that everybody has entered?
Yep, I just clicked admit all.
All right.
Yep.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yep, not a problem. As an example, this is probably the most basic example of a print on demand. This would be a new product sheet for a, in this case, it's a device that uses technology, which, as I stated before, could be changing within the next 3 months. In this case, what we do, we print these for a very, very low inventory quantity. The client has told us, hey, I don't want to have any more than 100 on the shelf, but I really can't wait 24 hours for you to print this thing. As soon as I place an order, I need you to pull it off the shelf and ship it. Like, we need 2-hour, 4-hour turn. Totally possible. We print a small threshold quantity, and when it reaches a low threshold, we print more. So let's say we got 100 sitting on the shelf, and somebody orders 75, and the threshold was set at 50. We get an order to print more to bring it back up to whatever the threshold was, 100, and then the person back in fulfillment grabs it off the shelf and ships the thing instantly. In that case, if there's 100 sitting on the shelf that need to be destroyed, that is a far better situation than having cartons or skids of these things. Invites. We talked about conventions and trade shows and stuff. In these situations, the art is like a template, and the client uploads body copy. We've written a program that lays that body copy over top of that thing. We print it, we score it, fold it, insert it into envelopes, and ship it off to, in this case, we ship it to the client to mail out themselves, but we absolutely can mail them too. We can do match mailings, where we print the invite and print the envelope, match them, insert them, and mail them ourselves. And in that case, the only thing that needed to be given to us was the body copy. Custom calendars. In this case, this is a situation where we've got stock on hand that's been cut to finished size. The client uploads, at the very top of that calendar is like a landing zone. And it's so many pixels by so many pixels, and their end recipient can put whatever they want in there. They're not told, the phone number needs to be on the right and your logo on the left. It can be whatever they want as long as it adheres to that landing zone area. That's, other than telling us the quantity, and they pick the base version, because there's multiple versions of the bottom of the calendar. They upload the art to a site that we've built, and we get the order and we print the thing, and out it goes. Stock is drawn from inventory. Like I said, the stock is on the floor in finished size, so once it comes off the press, it's basically done. Another version of calendars, in this case, the whole cover is variable. You'll see there's a little area at the bottom there where people can put their logo, but we have versions of this where even the covers change. The body copy, the inside, the guts of the calendar stays the same, but the covers are printed on demand. We stitch them with the guts in inventory, shrink wrap them, and send them out. We do mailings. This is a fairly robust program that we've built where the lender or the loan officer has his own account through a site that we've built, and he can upload his entire address book, he can add to it, he can put his photo in there, he can change his contact information, he can pick from different templates. Let's say someone stops into his office, he talks with them, has a little conversation, gets some of their very basic information, name and address, and they go on their way. He logs onto the site we've developed and sends them a postcard. Has the ability to render QR codes on the fly. This gentleman here just made his own postcard sitting at his desk, and the very next day it was in the mail. We do quite a number of those, actually, and some of them can be extremely sophisticated. Some of them can be XML data is provided to us, and the XML data may tell us to choose one of 11 different templates. This person gets this template with this body copy, but this offer. All of that comes together as a single print file, so we can maximize postal optimization. And then data can then be streamed back to the client to tell them information about how the mailing went, response rates. It can drive emails. It can drive second and third mailings and texts. It can be as simple, like the postcard, or as sophisticated as you'd like. As we know, a lot of the cross-marketing ideas are to send out mailings and get responses, and there's a repeated steps of doing that to really dial in to who your customer is, to get to know them as a person, not just an email address or an address. And these programs that we've built do that flawlessly. We build it, and the data file or the XM file or the PDF or whatever is sent to us, and we take care of the rest.
This is really great when we talk about, we hear a lot from our clients that they want to start weaving in some digital technology and different things. So those are just a couple of examples, but obviously the possibilities are endless as far as what the right workflow would be. And as Shane mentions, the more that you do it, the more information you can gain from your customers, the more you can really target specific messaging to really understand their needs and what they want.
Yep, absolutely. I would love to be able to show you a lot more, but we do, we very, very, very much value the confidentiality of our clients. So I could go into much more detail explaining what we do, but I think at a very surface level, I think this kind of shows what we're capable of. Anything else to add, Sarah? Anything else that you can think of?
No, I think that's a great point. Everybody's looking for that magic solution. What that right recipe is to reach their clients to maximize the ROI. So I think that's really fair. And I would like to echo that, here at John Roberts and HM Graphics, we realize that the information can be really sensitive, not only what you're sharing with your clients, but what your various workflows are.
Right. So moving on, we'll go into fulfillment. And I kind of touched on this a little bit where we talked about paper or envelopes or something being on the guts of those calendars, being on the floor and pulling from inventory to meet with print-on-demand product. I'd like to expand into that a little further with some merchandise and some tangible items like pens, cups, and stuff like that. We do that as well. Well, what are the benefits of us doing that? Well, one, you can focus on your core business. If you have some sort of program that requires you to box up a thing and send it out, maybe it's dozens of them, maybe it's hundreds of them, we do that all day long. We would love to do that and have you focus on what you're really, really good at. Not that you're not good at boxing things up, but it does allow you to focus more on your core business. You can be more effective, and instead of hiring people or reducing staff for large programs like that, we can staff up for that kind of stuff. Saves money. We send a lot of stuff. We send a lot of stuff through UPS, through FedEx, through freight lines, through USPS, so we get like a commercial discount. If you're sending a few dozen pieces and the UPS guy is going to show up in his box truck, that's going to cost X. And if you send it through us and we have UPS show up with their 53-foot long semi, it's going to cost X minus Y. There is definitely a reduced cost for shipping commercial. It's technology-driven inventory management, so you can have, at the tip of your fingers, you'll know exactly what we have on hand, up to the minute. There's all sorts of reporting. There's a dashboard. You can log on or contact your customer service rep or salesperson, and they can give you up-to-the-minute inventory details on orders, shipping costs, usage, monthly usage, returns, back orders, any type of thing that would be associated with fulfillment. We are centrally located. We're in Minnesota, Wisconsin, so the time and the cost to ship to either coast is affected by us being centrally located. It's a benefit for us to be here. Also, some of these things that we fulfill require very, very intricate kitting, which we do here, but we also do in our Milwaukee facility. We have a very large hand assembly team that is they're very, very good at this. There are some pieces, some cartons, and I'll show you another one here in a minute, that is extremely complicated, and they're excellent. They're excellent at it. In fact, let's just show one of those. Some of the fulfillment programs can be extremely complicated. What I'm going to show you now is a BMW new owner's package. Now, anyone who orders a new BMW will get one of these. It is a custom die-cut box with a foil stamp on it. It's almost like a puzzle box. It doesn't quite open top to bottom. It's got this little hinge on it, and when you open it, it's got this little foam insert that rises up, and it looks like you got a key fob in there. And the key fob is actually a USB flash drive. And on that USB flash drive is your owner's manual. So it's high quality. It's obviously showing the end recipient that this is a premier product, and we'd like you to have it. And it comes with a letter, and it comes inside another envelope. It's all, it has our corporate identity on it and everything. Everything fits together. At the same time, Volkswagen has a similar style program. They send a chamois in a custom cardboard box that's printed with their logos, and it comes with a letter. The letter basically says, thank you for buying Volkswagen. We know that the value of keeping your car clean makes your car, makes you happy. We want you to be happy. We want you to always have that feeling like your car is new, because that means you'll take care of it. Welcome to the Volkswagen family. Two completely far ends of basically the same program. which one of those do you think lands more? Which one do you think makes a much bigger impact? I'll tell you, it's the chamois. People will trade in their Volkswagens and they'll keep that chamois. Fulfillment programs do not need to be extremely complicated and robust and like the BMW package, but they can have a huge impact. So I just wanted to show two completely different sides of the spectrum of basically the same package.
Yeah, I think that that's a great point, Shane. You know, while these automobile manufacturers are trying to gain customer loyalty, they approach it in two very different ways. While the BMW USB drive is very flashy and it's super expensive, will it ever get used in its purpose? Probably not. Where Volkswagen took a completely different approach, made it a little bit more personal, knew that Volkswagen owners take pride in maybe a clean vehicle, and so they really were able to personalize it a little bit more.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm a big fan of these examples because you'll actually find these chamois on eBay. They have a resale value. People really, really like them.
That's awesome.
Okay, storefront solutions. This is where it all comes together. You got your print on demand, you got your fulfillment, and the storefront solutions can be putting the power of all of that in user groups' hands, putting it directly in your consumers' hands, putting it in your hands with more control. It brings it all together. One of the biggest benefits of this is there's no geographic borders. The website is open 24 hours a day. People can be placing orders for products, and you can wake up to see you received half a dozen more orders. You can run your business from anywhere. Let's say this is not open to the general public. Let's say it's something that you're managing, or let's say it's something you're partially managing, where we get into like an approval process, and I can talk about that. You can log on Saturday morning or Friday afternoon, or from your laptop at work, or from your iPhone, or et cetera, and manage this. It's available everywhere the internet is. It has nerd level of reporting and management. There's something like out of the box, there's something like 90 different reports available. And if none of those 90 suit your needs exactly, we can build reports that would fulfill whatever needs you would have for, I need to know this amount of inventory that was used so much over the month that was not used, whatever. However you want to build that report, if it doesn't exist, we can build it for you. I talked about increased customer reach. It reduced no geographic borders because of the use of the internet. In 2015, a company called Auxera did a survey for Google to determine how people like to use the internet, how much this has impacted people. And 97%, this report finds, 97% of people surveyed have personally benefited from using online storefront platforms. The biggest feedback was that it saved people on average, they believe, 15 minutes a day. And they largely use it for information, communication, and commerce. So let's show a couple examples here of storefronts. This is our own. This is our own marketing storefront. You'll see here over on the left-hand side, you got a little toolbar that shows all the different things. If you've shopped on Amazon, if you've shopped on any storefront, that is the experience. You're gonna pick your items, you're gonna put it in your cart, you're gonna go to your cart, you're gonna check out. It can be anything on here. It can be the tangible items we've been talking about sitting in inventory. It can be a mix of print and merch. It can be just print. It can be anything. We've built to suit. This is completely scalable. So let me show you one of the more simple examples. This is a website we've created for a activity book that was being put together by a hospital, but I'm not recalling which hospital it was, but it's an augmented reality coloring book. You color this thing and then you download the app and it animates. It's really cool. This uses, similar to that sell sheet I had shown in the beginning, this uses one of those print to refill inventory situations where we've got so many of these sitting on the shelf in very low quantity, and when people order them, it reduces that quantity until we hit a threshold, then we print more. Anybody can go on this website. It's open to the public, ships same day. Add a coloring book to your cart, check out, and you're good to go. Sites can be private, public, or any combination of the two. In this case, we have a site that has certain products that are open to the public, and there are additional products, if you sign in, that are available to those that the companies say, yeah, let's give them access to the full bore of products. We can also set up situations where we have approval levels. Let's say that banana sticker is super popular, and Sarah here has ordered like 5,000 of them. That might trigger an email to someone within the company to go, hey, somebody just ordered 5,000 of these things. We've set rules that say nobody can order more than 500. What do you want to do? And then decisions can be made. Rules can be set up on the item level, the user level, the budget level, multiple different budget levels. You can have the sales budget, and then within the sales budget, you can have certain salespeople have additional budget. You can set up approval user chains. It can get very complicated, or it can be, like I said, it's completely scalable. It can be as simple or as complicated as you need it to be. In this case, product is on the shelf and ships same day. This is a one-to-one cross-marketing generic URL. It requires a person to purchase that machine. Inside the box of that machine is a printed card that has a serial number on it. You log on to the site, you give them your name, you give them your email address, and you type in the serial number, and hey, welcome to the coffee company. We're going to email you some warranty information. Warranty email shows up. I fill out a little bit more information. Now because we're going to send you a warranty package, we need your address. And so it's one of those programs like I was talking about in the very beginning, where there's a printed piece that leads to an email, or in this case a website, which leads to an email, which leads to another printed piece, and it's a slow, steady process of ingoing and outgoing information to develop who this guy is. At the very beginning, Shane bought a coffee machine, so he likes coffee. What else do we know about him? And this site is built to do that. Gather information to drive a very personalized experience. This is a real quick snapshot of one screen of analytics when you first log in. If you want to have this level of connectivity with your products or with your program or with your inventory, this is, as soon as you log in, this is the screen you see, so you get a snapshot. This is all customizable. And then it drills down. You'll see there's reporting, and there's all sorts of stuff on the side that you can drill down even further. But just wanted to give you a very quick overview of what some of the dashboards look like.
Yeah, I think that's great. I think, Shane showed the example of the storefront that we use at John Roberts. We definitely practice what we preach. We have sales reps in various locations. We have some that work remote. We have some that are in Minneapolis, some that are in Milwaukee. And for us in the marketing team to be able to have, we'll say, version control of the different marketing pieces that we have, making sure that our sales teams are equipped with the most up-to-date information, we put it on the storefront. We use our storefront for not only a way for our teams to be able to order, but it's also a place where they can download, selling presentations, different things, so they can make sure that they always have the most up-to-date information possible. And we don't have to worry about all these different versions out there. And we can make sure that we, as John Roberts, help control our brand, our messaging, similar to what you're doing with your clients today or with your customers. So that's great, Shane. a lot of information. It may seem overwhelming. Just like anything, get us involved early, reach out to your account executive, and really get us engaged, and we can help navigate the classic examples that we use with BMW and Volkswagen. You might have an idea. We might help steer you in taking that into maybe a different direction just from what we've seen and what we have visibility to with other clients. So it's just something to keep in mind. So our giveaway, similar to our other webinars, we will be giving away, oh, it's kind of hard to see with my green screen, but we'll be giving away 10 of our inspiration kits. It's been really popular. That it includes various templates for direct mail or just different marketing pieces, different things to show how print can really pop, and you can get your message out to your clients in more creative, different ways. Shane, if you want to advance to the next slide, I think we just kind of got a picture of it, so folks that are maybe not familiar with it can see. So if you're not a winner and you're really interested, reach out to your account executive. They can send you die lines. It shows you exactly, where to place the art, where to leave room for postal information and things like that. This is our 4th webinar in our series. We have 3 other topics that have been loaded to a landing page that you can view at any time. We encourage you to visit johnroberts.com/thank. That's where all of the recordings are. Today's recording will also be hosted there. So if you would like to share this information with your colleagues or your managers or whoever you think would be interested, definitely point them in that direction. So with that, let's turn it over to some Q&A. You ready for that, Shane?
Absolutely.
All right. Well, we got a few questions in here. Earlier in our conversation, someone had asked about embossing with print. That's obviously something that we do pretty regularly, but I'm not sure if this individual is asking if we can emboss with print on demand specifically, but what are your thoughts on that?
Yes, the answer is yes. We've got a few different programs that use a die process. We do have one that does embossing on demand. There's a little extra lead time because of the process of the embossing area that needs to be taken care of. I can think of a few different ones we do with die cut pocket folders. We just share that die with you, the outline with you, and as long as the art fits the die, it's pretty seamless. We receive the art. It flows through the program that we've built right to the press. It prints out with a die overlay on it or an embossing area overlay on it, so we can make sure everything lines up. That's our proof sheet. And if it does, we're in production. But yes, we do that. Awesome.
Another question is asking about API plugins, specifically for the Salesforce Marketing Cloud. Is that something that we can support?
Absolutely, yes. In fact, I'm doing one right now. I'm doing some API integration with a Squarespace site. Some of them we have to write some custom code, and some of them we've got plugins that are already developed, and it just needs we need to generate basically the API key from your site. But yes, we can absolutely integrate.
Yeah. So for those that are maybe not familiar with API, really what that's doing is taking the software platform or whatever you're doing to capture your data and then sending it over to us seamlessly. And so we don't have to manually send reports. It helps with data integrity, making sure you have proper lists, different things. So that's a really great, secure way to be able to partner with us.
Yeah, API is basically the bridge between two different computing languages.
Perfect. Another question specific to press here. Do we have any material that outlines the benefits of printing on an HP 12,000 versus another digital press?
I could talk at length about that. Yes, we have. I can provide samples. I can provide examples. I can provide the benefits of printing with the HP platform versus any other platform, an inkjet platform, a laser platform. First and foremost, the number one advantage of the HP platform is it is a mostly conventional process. It starts digital, there's a writing head that images a photographic plate that changes. It's called a PIP, photographic imaging plate. But then after it goes onto that, the ink applies to the plate, it goes onto an impression cylinder, which goes onto your sheet. So it's not one of those situations with like toner where it sits up on top of the paper and it like fuses to the paper. This is ink. It's going on your sheet like ink. It's the traditional lithographic product that you're familiar with. It's fantastic. I'm a huge fan. I could talk endlessly about Indigo. If you need more examples, if you want further proof that HP is a great platform for digital print, I would love to go into detail.
Awesome. So you shared a lot of information with everyone today. How do you suggest someone just get started?
Have your account executive reach out to one of our salespeople. Get me involved. A lot of times what seems like a really complicated situation, like we got this thing over here and it's got to come together with this thing over here, we've seen that. And put our heads together and we come up with a way to make this very, very easy. That's what it's all about. We want to take something that's very, very complicated, very maybe cumbersome on your end, and make it just sail through and just be very, very easy to use.
That's great. And how quickly are we able to turn around various elements or pieces? I know we talked a lot about setting up triggers or setting up the workflow. Let's say we wanted, we had a client that wanted to move things up or push things back. How quickly can we react to that?
As far as changing the way the program works,
or just being able to print, a trigger is printing on demand and it's sending something out. How quickly can we react to that?
We have programs. In fact, I had one that showed up today. Postcards that showed up this morning, 7 a.m. They're done already. We have programs that files arrive at noon and they have to mail at 4 o'clock, 4:30. So we can do very, very quick turn times. If things need to change within the program, if something, you've been doing an 8.5 by 11 format forever, and now you're going to do an 8.5 by 14 format. There's a little bit of time involved there, but it's nothing obnoxious. It just takes telling the program, this is a new thing that you're going to be accepting.
That's great. If we have any other questions, please use the chat function. It's at the bottom of your screen. Shane is an expert, so if you have any questions, as simple or as complex as you wanna ask, go for it. We do have a lot of marketing material separate that does speak about some of our marketing services, storefront and fulfillment. So if you would like to have copies of that, please reach out to your account executive. We can get you all of that information. That's not a problem. So another question, Shane, is do you work with customers that do coupon postcards that are print on demand?
I do, yes. Sometimes those coupons will have variable information on them. Sometimes they've got specific QR codes that are time sensitive. So yeah, we absolutely do that right now. We just build a program that feeds in the art with the data and brings it together, streams it to the press. Oftentimes there's a proofing process there, sometimes not. Sometimes it's all determined on how involved the client wants to be. Maybe we receive the template, we receive the data, we put it together, we post it to press, but then it goes on hold, and the program at the same time pushes out a PDF proof to the client to say, yeah, that thing looks great, and then we're off and running. But yes, we do that. We absolutely do that.
Perfect. I think because it's a coupon, it puts my mind into a retail space. One other piece of information that you could add as a value add to that piece is maybe putting in some geo-mapping, letting that person know, in order to redeem this coupon, this is the store, the location closest to you. It's kind of another element that makes it a little bit more personal and makes it easy for your receiver to redeem that coupon. So something to think about. All right. Well, if there's no other questions, we will wrap up today's call. Again, we really appreciate everyone taking time out of their day to join us. We hope that this sparked a little bit of inspiration and hopefully gets you excited about your next marketing campaign. If there's questions coming in that we did not get to, we'll make sure to get those answered offline. And again, this recording will be available on johnroberts.com/think, probably by the end of the day, if not Monday. So we will send out communications on that. So again, thank you for your time, Shane. We really appreciate it. I know you're getting buzzed. I know you're busy. People are looking for you, so we'll let you go.
Sounds good. Thank you.
All right.